Let's have a look at the slicer now. The slicer is a rather special visual, as I would call it, as it significantly improves the interactivity of our report. Now, to create the slicer, we need some more space, so let's first decrease the height right here and right there. And you can find the slicer, as all our visuals, in the visualization column. And here, this option. This is our slicer. Maybe let's make it a bit smaller here, this and like that, something like this. So the special thing about the slicer is that it only contains one field in the end. You can see this right here. And as I was talking about interactivity, wouldn't it make sense for us to add our year field here, for example? Because as the slicer is all about interactivity, the slicer would be our option to select single years or specific years in our other visuals. Let me show you what I mean by that. So we go to the fact population table, and here we simply take our year column and put it right here, or add it to our slicer directly. And now you already get an idea of how the slicer works, because that's the default format of the slicer. And we have two options here. We first can specify a year, as we added the year column right here, a minimum value. So for example, 1990, right? So you can see this is immediately applied here in our left and right visual. And we can also add a maximum value like 2050, like this. Besides that, we have this adjustment option down here to change the maximum value or the minimum value up here. And just to bring this back to your minds, this interactivity only works as we have here in our format option interactions activated, right, for our two visuals. Otherwise, this wouldn't work. We activated that. Therefore, the slicer is a very nice way to make this whole page a lot more interactive. Of course, you're not limited to the years here. If you would have a project where you talk about different products, for example, where you talk about different people, different regions, anything like that, so anything you might want to use to further specify or to dynamically specify the information that should be displayed in other visuals, then the slicer is the perfect choice. The slicer is not limited to this display option, so to say. This is just the default one. And if you add a field to the slicer as we did it, this little arrow appears. And if you click onto this, you can change the type of the slicer. The default one here is between, but you also have list, which looks like this and allows you to select individual values. You also have the drop-down, which is basically like the list, but just, as the name indicates, with a drop-down option here. And you also have between with the less than or equal to option here, which would be, basically between, but just with the option to change the maximum value. And you also have the same thing with greater than or equal to, where you can change the minimum value. For the purpose of this course project, I would like to take the list option though, as it's the perfect slicer type for our purposes. It's not perfect yet though, as we have this orientation issue, as I would call it, because this way it is being displayed, not the best one here. For that, we can go to the format options right here, and there in the general menu, we have this orientation menu. We can change this to horizontal here, and with that, we are getting closer to what the slicer should look like, because I actually want to increase its width here to the right and to the left. And then I would like to decrease the height a bit, because it should be positioned above our other visuals here in the end. We are not there yet, so let's again go to the format menu, and let's maybe close this general menu. Here we have an issue because the font size of the slicer header was decreased automatically due to the limited space we have right here, but we can just unselect the header either way as we don't need it, so this problem is solved. Then, as a next step, I would like to work on the individual items. Items here in the slicer are our single years that we have. For this, we can go to the items menu down here, and there I first want to change the font color, let's say to this white one, to improve the readability. As a next step, I would like to change our background color, so this default background color of our slicers here. I actually want to have a brighter color scheme, therefore let's go to background and select maybe this one. Yeah, that's a bit too bright, I guess, so let's select the next option here. Yeah, I think this looks nice, and especially if we now go for the slicer, you can immediately see the selected years, so 1978 here, 1983. So yeah, I think this looks better already. I'm still not happy with the items in general, because we should also, we don't need an outline, I guess, but we should increase the size a bit. Yeah, maybe like this, doesn't look too shabby, I guess. And with that, we are getting closer to what we want to achieve. If you would decrease the height, for example, you would also have this way of displaying it, but I actually prefer this one here, as we can select multiple years immediately. So with that, we can now select the different years. We can click through this menu here. If we click here like this, and then we can select any year that we want to have. At the moment, we select a single year only though. If you look at the left visual here, you see now we have only the year 1999, now 2005, 1993, and so on. So this is a single selection that we have at the moment. You have selection controls though to further tailor how the slicer should behave. For this, we again go to the format options here, and there these selection controls are what we need. At the moment, we have the single select option turned off and multi-select with control turned on. What this basically means is if I don't press control on the keyboard, I select individual years, so 1 year only. If I would press control and hold control on the keyboard, I could select multiple years. You can also see this in the left visual again. Now we have all these years active. If I select another one, a single one, the other ones are unselected. We can also unselect this multi-select option right here. And now you can select multiple years without control. So you can click right here, right there, and right there. But if you hold control, this doesn't have an effect, so you can only unselect selected years if you reselect the year. And that's not very comfortable in many cases. Therefore, what you can also activate is the single select option. Single select now simply works like this, so we can select only individual years. This was basically the option that we had before, so if I unselect this and turn the multi-select back on again, you can also select this one here. So in my opinion, the multi-select with control option is a pretty nice one, as you have the single selection, and if you need it, you have multiple years, which can also be selected. Besides that, we also have the select all option down here. This is simply an additional button, so if we select this one, see that the look of our visual changed a bit, as if we go to the beginning here, whoops, some clicks ahead here, we have this select all option. So if I click onto this button, you have all data selected. I think for our project, this might actually be helpful. So let's keep this one and let's therefore increase the height a bit of our slicer. Yeah, like this. And let's unselect all. And let me maybe put this up a little bit like that. So like this, we select all values to bring the visual back to its initial state. We can then press it again to have our default selection option back, and if you now go to the right, you can again select the individual years. If you then click it again, we are back with our entire data being displayed. So this is how the slicer works in general. As you can see, this is a quite helpful visual, and in the next lectures, we'll dive into more visual types and also use these in combination with the slicer.